Alright folks, hello and welcome back to Downstage Gaming. This is part 18 of our Let's Play of The Letter. I'm your host, Josh. When we last left off with our friend, Mr. Zach, we had visited the cathedral to visit the priest to try to give her evidence to him after we sort of struck out with Hannah and showing her stuff, and he was like completely freaked out by the ghoul and the curse and everything, so he was absolutely no help to us. And so after sort of a day of failure there, we started getting some night terrors. We met up with a small girl who may or may not be Hannah and Luke's goddaughter. I'm still not sure. And she was like, hey, why don't you just like try to talk to the thing? And Zach was like, well, that's an idea. Then we met up with Isabella and Ash, and we kind of like reviewed that, like, okay, bad things are happening to each of us. We need to take action. It sounds like Isabella and Ash are gonna do their own thing, and we're gonna do our own thing, but I'm not sure. Let's see where this goes. We're gonna take action though, is I think the main point. At this hour, the streets are once again busy with people heading home and a hard day's work. Little of the bustle matters to them as they step out of the crowded walkway, however. Ash especially. Okay, so maybe we are with them. There's only his goal in his mind, and I'd wager there's nothing I can do to stop him at this point. He's probably decided on it long before they made the decision to drop by. But despite this, Isabella lags behind. A worried crease is back on her forehead as she watches Ash leave to get his car.
Something wrong, Bella?
No, actually, can you check on Becca for me after this? I really didn't get the chance to tell her where I'm headed off to. Tell her I'm okay, and we're... No, just that. That's all.
Why do you... Like, Isabella seems very intent on not bringing you back into this, and I'm not quite sure why.
You sure I should skip on that part? If she finds out about this, she'll be angry. I don't really want to deal with angry Rebecca. It gives me a stomachache just thinking about it.
Neither do I, but I'll handle it if she gets mad. Just make sure she's safe and tell her to be careful. You too. Take care of yourself.
Almost abruptly, she pauses, the gaze in her eyes hardening as she lapses into another one of those long, distant silences from earlier. This ain't just because of the whole fiasco with the letter anymore.
I don't want what happened to Rose to happen to you guys as well.
Aww. This one cut deeper. Before I can ask about it, Ashton returns, casually swinging his car keys on one hand and gestures at Isabella.
Come on, we don't have much time. Shirley's waiting.
Do we? I know I've heard of Shirley.
Who's sure? Oh, right. Don't answer that. I don't want to hear it, you huge dork.
Oh, it's the car, yeah.
Says the person who gave her stuffed toys names. Batcat? Really?
It's a pretty cute stuffed animal.
It's cute. Yours is just weird. I'll see you later, Zach.
She spares me another smile, and as I watch her walk off, only now did it occur to me that none of those she gave today ever did reach her eyes. I make a grab for the back of Ash's parka. He staggers briefly before correcting himself and shooting me a confused stare.
Is she alright?
Of course she's not. Zach, what a dumb question.
Who's okay?
Isabella. She's been, I don't know, out of it today? Did something happen earlier?
The scowl on his face says it all.
She's actually been like that this morning. I'll ask, but...
Just do me a favor and watch over her. We have no idea what we're dealing with.
Ain't that the truth?
I don't know what happened to her since the last time I saw her, but from how she's been doing today, whatever it is, seems like a pretty big deal. Wait, you didn't annoy her again, did you? Because I swear to God, if you did, you've got another thing coming for you.
Her reaction to Ash annoying her is usually a little different than the smile not reaching her eyes.
What? No. Why would I? Just so you know, I already apologized for the one at the movie house. Granted, she deserved more of an apology, but I meant it that time.
I'm just asking. I'll take your word for it. But if you can find out what's bothering her, that'd be nice. Honestly, I don't think it's the letter this time.
I'll see what I can do.
Make sure you keep yourself out of harm's way, alright?
I just wish Isabella would be honest with everyone about what's going on. I feel like that would... I mean, I know that's like classic horror protagonist, like, not revealing everything that's happening to them, but...
Yeah, you too. Don't do anything reckless again.
Reckless, no. But I can't make you to promise I won't do anything. After seeing that, there's no way in hell I'm going to pretend there ain't a problem when there is.
Yeah.
This is a really big one. And I'll be damned if I let anything happen to you guys while I sit here. I'm done running when things get tough.
He's about to argue for a moment, but...
Look, bro, if things ain't good, I'll be the first one out. But allow me this one thing, alright? Just this one time. If it doesn't work out, you'll be the first one to know. You can laugh then, or berate me all you want, but please don't ask me to step aside like I'm incapable of doing anything to help.
You don't need Ash's permission, Zach. I have no idea if it's the look on my face or the tone of my voice. Ultimately, although his mouth presses into a thin line, he nods.
Alright, stay safe, Zach.
You too, Ash. When he stumbles into the sidewalk and allows the afternoon crowd to swallow him whole, I like to think the tiny gleam in his eyes is the closest we can get to optimism in this situation. I guess we'll see. They're both upset. Okay. And again, this is the day that we left off with Hannah, so I'll be curious if we see any of them, her or Luke. Whether that alone will be enough to give me a peaceful sleep tonight remains to be said. So what? We're not doing anything today? We're waiting until tomorrow? Alright. Night falls, and despite my best attempts, sleep continues to elude me. With her image still stuck in my head, flashing every few moments, it catches me off guard, with Ma's lullaby still echoing in my ears, no longer the soft tune it once was, and the terrible gnawing at the pit of my stomach. It's no wonder I can't bring myself to drift off, even for a little while. It's not as if there's a complete lack of things to do while waiting for sleep to come, if it ever will. And at 2:45 in the morning, I find myself cleaning my photography equipment, for no other reason than just to pass time. I know, I'm not a fan of this. Though if I'm going to be honest, it's not the night terrors that are keeping me wide awake tonight, but the anxiety and the hope I'll hear from Ash or Isabella soon. Why are you not doing anything? You had this whole speech about how you're going to do something. And for what's perhaps the 42nd time, my eyes shift over to the end of the table where my phone lies still. I've not heard from them since they left. They haven't promised to call, of course, but a small part of me wishes they would have the common sense, at the very least. Waiting is a tough game, and with the concerns stretching out the minutes far longer than usual, it's impossible for more unpleasant thoughts not to enter my mind. Moreover, it does not help when the clock finally strikes 3. Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, we all saw it coming, right? My hand stills. It'll be a complete and utter lie to say my heart didn't leap straight into my throat in that brief second. My whole body has gone motionless, ears straining for any further sounds. A couple of tense seconds pass. Nothing. Of course, with how old the building I'm staying in, power fluctuations ain't anything new. Every now and then, this would happen, leaving a few tenants in a rather bad mood. Nothing unusual anymore after a few years of living here. But this time, the sudden hush brings with it a stillness that raised the hair at the back of my neck and set my heart beating hard against my chest. Something reeks in the air, and in an instant, this place is no longer home. It's a prison. Every rational fiber in my being screams at me to leave. I force myself to swallow and keep a clear head as I lay down all my cleaning tools and begin... Well, I think we could maybe, skip the, gentle laying down of the cleaning tools and begin gathering together the rest of my things scattered around the table. The camera's body, lenses, filters, diffuser, phone, anything my hand could reach, but in the resulting panic, like in the nightmares, it is the scent that reaches me first. A foul, putrid smell filling my lungs with the heavy stink of death. My fingers clamp tightly to the camera, holding it closer to my body, as if the tiny thing would provide enough protection to whatever is with me in the room. It won't. But it's the only comfort I have.
I know you're in here.
That's right, yeah, we're gonna follow the little kid's advice, and we're just gonna have a chat. Hello? Miss Gould.
What do you want?
What would you like from me? Something moves behind me, a soft scuttling of the walls, followed by the squelch and painful creaking of what can only be rotten flesh and broken bones. Without hesitation, I whirl around, my fingers and camera ready, patiently waiting for another movement.
Leave! Leave now! There's nothing here for you!
There's a brief moment of silence after. For a short while, I think my pleas worked. Then, with no warning, the shuffling resumes, and along with it are the sobs of a woman. I think this is worse. He's a mouse to take pictures of... What? Okay. I think we can only go left or right? Is that... Do I have that right? right? We can't go up and down, it seems like. Okay. I can't tell if there's, like, 3D audio here? What? That doesn't even make sense. Wait, this. Yes, okay, wait. Is that good? Is that what I wanted? The light flashes fleetingly one last time, allowing me a glimpse of her grotesque, misshapen features before once again is lost in the darkness. All of a sudden, her tune changes. No longer a soft cry, but a high-pitched shriek, brimming with pain, grief, and anger. Every ounce of courage I've mustered flees from my body with the sound, and the next thing I know, my hand is gripping the knob, and I'm wrenching the door open. Her wails follow me as I flee into the night. Woo! Okay. Basing has always been more of Ashton's thing than mine. When I want to think, I sit and let the minutes tick by until an idea comes to mind or my pulse settles down. And yet, dried leaves and twigs crack under my shoes as I make another pass at them. Terror is too mild to describe what this is. There's no way in hell I'm going back. Whatever she is, pleading won't work. The moment we saw that letter, she's been after us.
I can't run. Not this time.
But you did! But you did! I mean, listen, I don't blame you, but you did. Nearly 2 hours have gone by since I left the comfort of my room for the solitude of the park. 2 excruciating hours since I've started making calls. No one's answering. Not even Rebecca, who has always kept her phone line open in case other people need her. Or Isabella, who frequently checks hers for any messages and readily responds as soon as she can afford. It does not help that Ash hasn't said a word where he went off to as well. I'm also worried that this is going to be a thing where it's like, we finally have the picture of the thing that's haunting us, and then, like, Zach's going to pull it out, and it's going to be, like, all messed up, and you're not going to be able to make it out.
Damn it! I knew I should have asked him before I let him leave.
Knowing him, he could be anywhere, but there's really only one place he'll likely be at this time. Oh, no. Okay. The sun has already peeked over the horizon when I make it to the mansion. I have no idea what I'm expecting to see when I get here. There's Ashton, first and foremost. A part of me wishes my assumptions are correct, and he's really somewhere close by in a stakeout, but I've never been the lucky sort when it comes to that kind of guessing. And even after I've made a round of the immediate vicinity, I can find neither hide nor hair of him. Calling him does no good either, considering how awful the signal here is. He can't be too far if he's really here, but if he is, he would have already noticed me by now. Instead, there's only silence. The kind too quiet to find any sort of comfort in. Even the trees seem to have fallen asleep with the rest of the mansion, oblivious to what's happening around it, a small island of stillness in the otherwise fast-paced world. No wonder the whole of Ansem feels at odds with the rest of Luxborn. While the city is alive, growing every minute, breathing every second, and pulsating with life, the village remains unmoving, unchanged. It's not surprising the legends still live up to this day, and why she's still here, walking its hallowed halls. And beyond me, the mansion looms ominously. But now ain't the time for fear. That's right, Zach. Even if Ash is not here, I've still got to let the Wrights know what I've seen. What's in their home. Yes, yes! Hopefully they're actually here. And whatever grievance Ash has with them, doesn't matter. There might be grounds for imprisonment, but they don't deserve a brutal death at the hands of one malicious spirit. And I'm sure Isabella would want the same thing. I head straight for their door without a second thought. It takes a few rings, the sound loud above the foreboding stillness before I hear footsteps on the other side.
Bennett, only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour.
I mean, this is who I was expecting most. I gotta look up what Gordon Bennett, like, who that is, or why he says that.
Where's that damn butler when I need him?
Is it just me, or is there, like, a bad sort of aura surrounding Luke right now? Before long, the door swings widely open, with Mr. Luke Wright standing behind it. Seething would be a complete understatement to describe him. Like this, I've got no doubt why Ash would find him a suspect.
You again. It's bloody 6 in the morning. What the hell is it now?
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time. Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't.
I mean, honestly, this is all pretty fair.
Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep.
Though, also, like, you didn't have to answer, you know? You could have just, like, left it alone.
Come back when people are actually awake. or I'll call security on you.
Before I can get a word in, he slams the door in my face and bolts it shut with much finality.
Wait, sir, you gotta hear me out. You're both in danger if you stay in there. Have you seen the news lately? Everything's not a coincidence.
Only silence answers me. Maybe if it was Miss Wright. Oh, who am I kidding? I've already seen the look on her face when I tried before. Fair, very, very fair. There are limits to how far a person will believe in you. And again, I didn't believe Isabella when she warned us. And now I'm here, desperately trying to save people, even if I'm aware it's completely out of my own capacity to do so. Is this what they call karma? If so, this is one horrible way of turning things around. Taking people's lives, playing with people's fears, making them feel useless.
You're around, ain't you? You here? Inside this house? Listening? Watching? Or whatever it is that you spirits do?
Just sitting there with your ghost popcorn, just enjoying the movie.
What do you want? You're already dead. Leave us.
Nothing. I don't even know who I'm talking to, or if a sane person is supposed to be doing that. The only thing I've got after is a feeling of foolishness watching over me. Or perhaps this is just me losing my mind. Out of other options and any other ideas, I let my hands slide off the door's surface and fall listlessly to my sides. We can go back to Luxborn, try to find the others, try to get out of this mess with them, or let them know how much in deep shit we all are. Both sound good. Either way, my learning here ain't helping at all. I let the quietness calm me for a few more minutes before standing up and heading out to fetch my bike. It's quite a distance to Luxborn, but if I hurry, I'll reach it and maybe... The rustling stops as soon as I turn around and strain my ears for any other movement around me.
Yo, Ash, you there?
No answer. If he is here, and I've just missed him earlier, already my feet are moving in search of him for the second time. It won't hurt to double check. Triple check, even. With how big the property is, he could be anywhere. If things ain't so urgent, if they ain't so dire that lives are at stake, I probably have just waited for him to show up again.
Damn it! He needs to realize what exactly it is he's dealing with.
I'm not sure you know exactly what it is we're dealing with, Zach. That is not just a petty criminal he can simply throw in jail. This is something beyond the authority his police badge could ever give to him. We're gonna need Danny Phantom for this one. The guy needs to stop playing the big damn hero, sit down and chill. My breathing comes in short, shallow rasps by the time I make it back to where I started. Still no sign of him. I'm beginning to think I'm just wasting my time here. But that is when I hear it. I'd recognize the melody in a heartbeat. Ma's favorite song. I listened for a while, trying to gauge where exactly from the house it's coming from. My feet starts moving before I can stop them. And there, as I circle a corner from a room in the first floor, a single window is open, but I can't make out whoever is inside. However, I'm sure the singing comes from there. Still, why I'll hear an old tune here of all places, I won't know. It's not an obscure song by all means, but it's pretty rare to find someone who knows this. And for some reason, death seems to follow this song around. Panic lodges itself at the base of my throat at once. Whoever humming might be... I don't want to be pessimist right now, but on the off chance that it is Miss Wright...
Shit.
I shouldn't just barge in there. I can put myself in danger before I can save anyone. Ash will tell me so in the exact same words. Might even write me a dissertation why that is a bad idea if he ain't so lazy. But damn it, damn it, damn it, god damn it! Someone could be in danger. Gosh. Oh, man. Okay. So, the worry of choosing this, of Enter the Open Window, is that it's like a trap, right? And something bad is going to happen to Zach. The worry of not choosing it is that it is a real thing happening to someone that we could potentially save or prevent. I mean, this all feels very set up to specifically lure Zach. But his whole thing up to this point has been like, hey, we're not going to run away, we're going to face it, we're going to see what's going on. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. I can search for Ash, but what if it's too late by then? With how big this place is, he can be anywhere, and it's very likely by the time we come back, someone's already bit the dust. That and the cries grow louder against my ear the longer I linger. Almost impossible to ignore, drawing me in like a moth to a flame. For a moment, I let myself shudder, shaking the uneasy feeling off my head. This can't be a good idea. Not by a long shot. Still, I've got to try. Funnily enough, for a couple as high profile as the Wrights, they don't seem to have any security detail patrolling around. A few guards here and there, sure, but one will expect they'll have more considering the size of the place. It works to my advantage, though, and I really can't complain when there's a high chance I might get arrested for what I'm about to do. Luckily, the window's wide enough for me to fit through without making any noise. There's certainly no going back now. Whew boy. But as soon as I step into the parlor, all of it ceases, while I find no trace of the woman I heard crying like I'm expected to. Oh, I'm worried about this. This feels very trappy. The room is still empty at this time of the morning, and I'm left standing awkwardly in the middle of the hush. Maybe she just hid somewhere?
Hello? Are you here? I heard someone earlier, and I'm here to help.
Oh my god. Hoping for an answer, I let the question hang in the air. But several seconds merely go by without a word or the slightest movement to indicate there is someone in here. Has been here. With the stories I've heard, the things I've seen, it takes effort to keep my brain from growing into that line of thought.
I'm not going to hurt you. If you're here, say something.
Nothing. Am I just hearing things? No, I'm pretty sure I heard someone. But with no one responding, I can't help but feel silly like this. And the awareness that I've just trespassed a house for nothing because of some voice prickles at me. Suddenly, the silence feels uncomfortable, and a needling anxiety slowly creeps up my back. I should get out while I can. If it ain't there, it ain't there. I don't spare the room another glance when I walk back the way I came. There's no way we're gonna get out of this without, out the window. Leave before someone else
I
notices.
thought I heard a servant moving around here. Turns out it's just a rat scurrying about.
Okay. I'm digging this new music, and also very curious if this is Johannes just doing their job or something else.
How unpleasant.
My heart shoots up into my throat. I can run, the windows is a few steps away. I should be able to escape, but instead, out of some foolish impulse, I turn around. Perhaps it's because the only impression the guys left me in what few times we met is nothing but unsettling. Thank you for also feeling that way. And there's something about Johannes.
You're quite the distance from the kitchen, I'm afraid. Perhaps I should lead you there.
Someone's in here before me. I wasn't here for what you're thinking. There was sobbing and...
The first blow knocks the... Jesus! What? Judo master Johannes here. First blow knocks the wind out of me, sending me heaving and crumpling to my knees. Tears well up my eyes as the pain swells when he twists my wrist behind my back. Some doctor you turned out to be.
Listen to me.
Then again, dirty thieves aren't welcome in my kitchen either.
Well, this has gone bad. For a moment, there's only silence and a sudden piercing ache, this time at the back of my head. The room abruptly tilts on its axis, dimming. Take a look at a nice quick picture here. Ooh. See, this is totally the, any sort of, anime, JRPG, visual novel. If a character has glasses, they're gonna be evil, and when they do an evil thing, their glasses are gonna do that thing where it's like, you can't really see their eyes anymore. Uh-oh. On the verge of unconsciousness, I can only hear the scuffling of foot, the thud of the door being closed, and a woman crying, asking for help. I know no more. Whew, boy. I mean, we're getting close to time, but I gotta see what happens next. The pain is the worst when I come to, a sharp, piercing ache somewhere at the back of my head, begging to be noticed. But it's nothing I can't handle. Blearily, I open my eyes, expecting to be greeted by sunlight. Okay, so we're in jail. I mean, fair. However, the walls that welcome me are unfamiliar. When everything comes into focus, I recognize the place for what it is. A cell. Dark, cramped, with the only light coming from the moon outside, streaming through the sole window barred by thick metal bars. Memory rushes back to me in sharp bursts. The mansion, looking for Ashton, a familiar tune, and a woman crying. All while my head still aches from the hit I've received.
Still better than a morgue, I guess.
True enough, we could be dead. Gingerly, I pull myself up, stretching the cramps from my shoulders as I do so, but stopping when a sudden movement induces an acute stinging pain right through my arm.
Damn, they got me good. What time is it?
As expected, they've taken everything I have in my person. Wallet, cell phone, my keys, meds, even a small pack of gum. Protocol is protocol. In the first place, ending back in another cell ain't on my agenda. The first time was not a pleasant experience, and this certainly won't be either. Oh, interesting. Considering who has likely put me in here, it could be much worse. Bars are cold to my touch when I approach it, looking for the person on duty. They'd usually allow us to contact someone, and Ashton at least has to know I'm here. He'll be pissed, that I'm quite sure, but he's the only one who can help prove my innocence and get me out. However much I don't want to rely on him for this. The hallway in front of the cell is empty, but voices float through from further in, likely the poor officers assigned to late-night duty. Judging from the snippets of conversation I catch, today's topic over a snack is that moron who thought it wise to cross the race. They used other names too, most of which I'll like to have words with them about in the future. Oh, good. Who can really be surprised though? But really, I'm in no position right now.
Excuse me. Anyone?
Silent.
Excuse me. I need to make a...
Oh no. Blood freezes in my veins, and my grip on the bar tightens as a revolting scent reaches my nose. More than the gore, the foul smell of death hangs heavily in the air, and against my better judgment, I turn. Her face is the first thing I see. Let's just take a break for a moment. Yeah. Okay. And we don't really know what time it is. I might have said at the very beginning, but I missed that. We know it's night. Her face is the first thing I see. A gruesome sight in its own, eyes gleaming with nothing but malevolence, blood oozing from the large punctured wound in her head, mouth open wide and a voiceless scream. I clamp on the compulsion to retch. On instinct, I step back, putting as much distance as this cramped cell will allow between us. The bars rattle as soon as my shoulders hit it. A hindrance, not to freedom, but to safety.
Get away from me!
She moves, in short, sudden, bone-crunching twitches. And I know there is no escape. I'm screaming for help before I know it, jolting the bars with as much force as I could.
Somebody, get me out of here! Anyone, please!
Bugger off! Some people are trying to get some sleep in.
What a terrible officer!
No! She's here! You've got to let me out! She's gonna kill me! Someone! She's...
Okay. We've unlocked a memory fragment. I worry that... I mean, let's just take a quick look here. Uh-huh. Okay, but missed a lot of stuff down here. And, and... Okay, and yep, and this is what I'm worried about, and we're dead. Oh, no. Oh, no. I was doing pretty good up until this part, I felt like. Okay, well... Our dead ending has unlocked a memory fragment, but we are going to have to take a look at this memory fragment next time while I sort of come to grips with my bad decision making. So until then, this has been Downstage Gaming. I've been your host, Josh, and I will see you next time.